Yo, what's going on, everybody? Do you know what time it is? If you answered anything except Mother 4 blog speculation, then you were wrong. Try again. But how's it going, everybody? It's been a little bit since I'd done one of these because I'm stupid and was really busy with other stuff, blah blah blah. Basically school. But today, people, we're going to be going over blog update 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now keep in mind, this might not be insanely long of a video, but regardless, it might help catch up some of you people who may be new to this. It might help interest some of you even more with the game, etc, etc, or maybe some of you just can't be bothered to actually go through the updates yourself, so you just want to watch a video on it, and that's why I'm here. But regardless, let's start with this one. So update number 7 on the mind. For today's update, we'd like to talk about PSI and how we're moving forward. Nice typo, guys. Forward on that. Starting out, take a look at this. So this is obviously the PK Fire battle animation. Reminds me a lot of the Mother 3 one. Looks real nice. We've improved the animation for PK Fire, taking care by drawing frame by frame rather than using multiple sub-objects that animate it like in the previous PK Fire animation, which is kind of good because when it's more like frame by frame and such, it helps it come out rather smooth, rather crisp, rather beautiful, at least in my opinion. The more frame by frame stuff tends to come out a lot better. But regardless, it's been like this for a while now, but the last time it was seen was in our first trailer, which I could open up, but I'd rather not. I just want to get through these, you know. But regardless, this is the approach we're taking with all of the PSI effects from now on. Even the overworld effects, the one you'll be seeing the most is probably this one that Pick made a few nights ago. So obviously okay, so I'm gonna open this up in a new tab right here. Let's zoom in. Going to my friend, locomotive that makes him stronger. But what does HP have to do with fighting? Why would you fight? Okay. PK telepathy. Okay, so we haven't seen anything of that sort. We haven't seen quote-unquote PK telepathy. We haven't seen anything like that before. So it's cool to see them doing that. Like, that's something I'm surprised has never been done in the Mother games, but it's kind of cool to see them regardless. Now, I could try and go and pick out every little detail, and I might as well try. But this would be a little difficult. Let's see if I'm wondering if we can see anything else in like the PSI menu. But regardless, you know, it is what it is. If you see anything special there in the PSI menu, feel free to point it out and comment it down below. You know, this whole series is not necessarily just me doing stuff. It's also you guys, you know, speculating, giving your 2 cents on all the updates that they've given and such. Probably won't use all your PP unless you do. Okay. Telepathy has a slightly expanded role in Mother 4. In addition to showing enemy stats in battles, it can be used to learn additional things in the NPCs. So as I was saying, that's something we haven't really seen, and I do kind of like the fact that it says that, or just hear something different from them. Since it's so frequently used, we're going to implement a way to use a single button press. Right now it's accessed through the menu like any other PSI, though the implementation is pretty similar to writing normal dialogue. Okay, as you can see, that is their process for doing so. But what we've been working on lately is this sort of interface experience. Ryan's plugging away at doing some houses, and as more PSI gets programmed into the game, we've been testing it out for speed and effects quality. Making the game feel good to play is just as important to us as making the assets high quality. Hopefully you can strike a good balance. As far as the tone of our updates are concerned, most of the features we feel are okay with showing off early out of the way. We'll be returning to the style of updates we initially planned on within some reason. Showing off too much of the game feels like ruining it, but showing off some of the stuff we're doing at any given moment sounds like something we can get behind. We'll be starting in on that coming up and then the last day of the month, so obviously that's the next update. But I want to say this real quick. What they said is, yeah, it's kind of better for them to just sort of show like, oh, we're working on this at the moment, as opposed to just spoiling little parts and bits of the game, because obviously not everyone wants to see something of that sort, because then that can get really, you know, I want a lot of stuff to be a surprise for me. But at the same time, with this series, I also want to help inform people about the game, because I am a very passionate Mother Earthbound fan. So I want to make sure people who maybe are Mother/Earthbound fans as well know about this, and you know, the stuff it may or may not include, etc., etc. Because, you know, why not? Mother series is amazing, like, dude. Anyways, update number 8, Joy of Construction. Evening, folks. We're trying something new, so bear with us. Today we're working on a hotel, or is it a motel? Hotel or motel aside, it's a place you can sleep and talk to people. Here's an example of what backgrounds are made. Some tile sets are fairly simple when they're compared to the assembled forms. So as you can see, that's these are various assets. Let me zoom in. As you can see, these are various assets used in this. Ooh. So you can very clearly see the doors, the windows that are used there, the vines, etc., etc. You know, it's kind of cool seeing that sort of stuff, because even though it's like, it's nothing insane to look at, but at the same time, it's cool to see that, like, this is how the game sort of comes to place and, like, is made, I suppose. Regardless, anyways, or it will be. It's a work in progress, as you can see, and is one of our unique set pieces. It's not quite ready to be shown, taking or entertaining guests, but this is what we're up to tonight. When it's all put together, it'll look something like this. As you can see, that's in the interior. I don't know, it doesn't seem like any of the assets from that are necessarily in here, but still, it just looks cool, man. Anyways, in general, we've got a big selection of multi-purpose assets prepared for overworld stuff and even dungeons, but there's a bunch of unique things like this to do. Updating Travis's house exterior is one of those things. Hopefully, seeing things being made is interesting, and we'll see you on our next update. That's it? Well, no, we'll see you next Wednesday to show you how this will look when it's all finished and running. Also, Dave got this running in a sane way finally. As you can see, this is a preview of it on the Mac. Now, personally, I'm not a Mac user, nor have I really ever been. But regardless, if I ever got a Mac, you know, it'd be kind of messed up, because it'd be like, I know there's so much stuff I can't play that are incompatible. But it's nice to see that they're getting this working. I'm hoping it still would be able to do things such as, you know, the fact that the Windows version, at least, or they promise a 1080p, 60 FPS, etc. blah blah. I'm hoping that even though this clearly isn't, it'll still be able to, for all those Mac users, you know, you can't be leaving out the Mac users. Just because they have a Mac doesn't mean they're not human, man. Anyways, update number 9, checking out, checking in. See you on next Monday. We'll see you next week on Wednesday, right? You might notice we're a bit late. We ran into some issues with palette swapping between day and night, which was unexpected. It wasn't a huge issue in Bellring, but somewhere along the line, junk colors accumulated in Lafolia's tile set. While it has around 64 actual colors, when we were processing it Spriteman would return around nearly 200. We spent all night trying to figure it out and figure out why the color orders were changing and why we had so many extras, but in the morning we managed a solution thanks to Dave, though it did require some time and work to implement. So we can look at this and see if we find anything out of the ordinary. So obviously we got a tree. I think that tree was actually shown, but they seem to be more assets to be used in the future and such. I see a little building right there, and I'm assuming it's probably a part of Lafolia, considering the fact that they mentioned it. Like, why would they mention it and just sort of like, that's it? Like, that'd be pointless. Regardless, with that out of the way, here's what we finished. So now we have the whole like thing that they showed there. So let's get a nice little look at this. It's rather nice. I like it. Fits the style. Nothing feels out of place. It's all good. And then we even got one in the night. Nice. It's sort of Mediterranean. That probably fits the place called Pleiades. Okay. And now with life breathed. Oh, ooh, I want to see this. Okay. Let's look at this for a second, I suppose. So we got Travis and Lloyd. 200 per person for a room. Will you be staying with us? Okay, enjoy your rest. Evening air is exceptional at this time. Okay. It's cool. And of course we got the running animation. Oh, I love the fact that it's like so... They captured the running animation rather well. Anyways, sorry for the delay on this one. We nearly had it sorted yesterday. I want to take the opportunity to let you know, even if we're not working on it loudly or on schedule, we are working. Even if we aren't professionals, we're still trying to get a hang of this for the sake of everyone who's waiting on us. Now, that's what a lot of people have to understand with Mother 4 and just in general fan games. You know, most of these people that work on fan games and such, they aren't doing this full time. And like, you gotta understand, it takes time to actually make this sort of stuff. Like, there's of course going to be bugs, there's of course going to be last minute issues, there's going to be all types of issues like that. Like, people really need to just chill out. Like, I was originally upset when the game didn't release back in summer of 2015, obviously this year, but when I began to look into all the work they were doing and such and all the blog updates, I began to realize, like, you know what, this is fine, this is fine. I would rather have this game less bug free and more finished than just simply halfway done and then that's it. Like, no, I would rather have it be finished all the way. Anyways, we're on to our last blog post for today. Let's see. Update number 10, enemies by the numbers. Today's update is about one of those things that the players will be spending the most time with. Enemies, of course. Ooh, look at these guys. Part of what makes Mother special is the sheer number of unique enemies in the game. That is very much so correct. Discovering the enemies when you enter into a new place is half the fun. And something we focus on a lot is getting it right. We wrote about how we create enemies a couple months back. I went over this in my previous blog speculation. It obviously goes through the process. It showed some enemies. I speculated that one of these guys, I think it might have been this guy right here. I speculated that this guy might have been a part of the, I forget the name of the enemies in this game, my bad. But regardless, it is what it is. If you look back on the previous Mother games, we can see how the number of enemies has grown and how the style has changed. So obviously, here we got Mother 1 Earthbound 0 has a total of 109 enemies in the game. They all follow that same sort of style. Mother 2, 171 enemies in the total game. Yet again, they all follow that same sort of style. And Mother 3 has 190 enemies in the game. Yet again, they all follow the same style. And currently, Mother 4 has 125 enemies completed. And honestly, I'm surprised. Also, I love the fact that they even kept the bat enemy and everything. Dude, okay, nice. I love how, like, they did manage to capture the essence of what the enemies really were. They're, like, none of these enemies are entirely serious, aside from maybe the cop or something, but they're all sort of ridiculous in their own way. Like, none of these are very serious. The bat, of course, I mean, just look at that thing. The tree, oh boy, this better not be like the tree in Mother 3, or else I will hate this enemy real quick. The cup right here, this guy looks look at him. The snowman, oh god, dude, you got a little something going through your head. And I feel like we've seen you before, but I don't remember. Regardless, I need to stop saying regardless. Anyways, in Mother 4, we try for vivid expression in gesture, and because of that, the more humanoid enemies got taller. I suppose that makes sense, because it's like, you know, they have to express more things. Like, look at this guy, and then look at this guy. Just look at all these guys. Anyways, as they said, 125 enemies done, and about half that to go. Nice. About the holidays, because the holidays are quickly approaching, we're going to pause our regularly scheduled updates so we can spend more time with friends and family. That doesn't mean we're releasing the game during that. We'll be right back in 2016. Happy Halloween. Now, with that, of course, as always, and I mentioned earlier, just understand these people are doing this in their spare time. They're not working on this full time. Just be patient. The game will be out eventually. I know some people have been waiting a very, very long time, but great things come to those who wait, I guess. I don't know. That's up to you to decide, but I'm still excited for the game. It's not died out for me. Oh, this looks nice. Good job, Trinsid. But that's it for this little blog speculation video. I'll be back in a while, because they obviously post these every couple of weeks or so and such. But with that, people, I hope you have enjoyed this little blog speculation video. I can't speak. And that's about it. Be sure to drop a like and a comment. Be sure to subscribe if you're really feeling it. And I shall see you guys next time. See ya.